Welcome back to Warcraft Alliance and Horde and WAH Hero Guard. So, straight on with it. Burning Legion, the first three heroes we have available for these monstrous demonic race of awesomeness. We have a Pit Lord. Pit Lords are pitiful, apparently. Anyway, they have Demon Charge. They charge at stuff at high speed like that and actually hit my Dreadlord in the process. They do damage during that charge, 75, and the cooldown goes down every time you upgrade it. So it's not exactly a massively desirable one, unless you happen to be charging around quite a lot. Howl of Terror. This does a debuff which scales per level, minus 50% melee and ranged attack for 7 seconds at its most maximum 30 at the level 1. Very nice ability, looks something like that. Cleaving Attack, this is a autocast one, and it causes him to do increasing amounts per level of sort of cleaves, I guess. Probably affects maybe 2 or 3 units in front of him, depending on the size of the unit. And his ultimate is Demon Blood, which is essentially Bloodlust. 30% attack speed to all friendly units around for 15 seconds. Very nice, strong, tanky unit with a lot of damage. Up next, the Dreadlord. These guys are very well known in Warcraft universe, and they have a similar set of abilities as they used to. Fear. This lasts for 5 seconds and causes a fear effect. It doesn't last a massive amount of time, but at the same time it also debuffs the armour of the target, so you can actually put more damage into them. Vampiric Aura is its third option, which I currently have, and the cooldown for this goes down every time it is upgraded, which is quite a big deal because it only lasts for 7 seconds, but while it is active, it is a 50% HP life drain. Very good stuff. It is having a healing ability as its mid-level thing here. It can deal 300 damage to a friendly undead unit. That doesn't sound right, does it? Because they don't use undead. Guessing it's the tooltip. And it also heals itself for the damage it does. Level 3 is questionable. It's a fantastic heal, but dealing 600 damage to your own unit, very risky. So I guess you'll have to playtest that yourselves and find the nice balance of when best to use it. His ultimate, Summon Infernal. An Infernal comes down from the skies, crashes into the battleground and stuns the enemies for 3 seconds, doing 100 damage. After that, you are free to control the Infernal. I can't remember exactly how much damage it has, but I think it's pretty good. And it also has an Immolation Aura which burns everything around it constantly while it is active. Over here is the Eredar. Very Archimonde looking kind of dude. He is a ranged guy and he's quite good at what he does as well. He has a Doomguard, and there it is. The Doomguard starts out with Cripple at level 1, War Stomp at level 2 and a Slam ability at level 3. Here he is with his 2 massive weapons doing a respectable amount of damage even at level 1. Very nice for early creeping, as you can let your temporary pet take all of the damage while your Eredar sits at the back nuking away at the creeps. His level 2. Any ground units get 20 damage per second for 5 seconds. This used to cost health of the Eredar, which is why I've not actually taken it in this particular case. It may not actually be true anymore, so again, feel free to playtest it as you see fit. Finger of Death. This is a nice heavy nuke, and it goes up in damage the more levels you put into it, and it instantly kills things that are lower than 25% health. It doesn't say that doesn't work against non-heroes, so that'd be fucking great against the enemy heroes that you're against, and is just generally awesome. His ultimate resets the cooldown of Summon Doomguard, Blast Nova and Finger of Death, restoring 100% mana in the process. You can get 2 Doomguards on the field with this ultimate. It's kind of awesome. And resetting of the cooldown of Finger of Death and Blast Nova just means more damage as well. Great stuff. Great hero.
What's the holdup?
So here are the remaining 3 Burning Legion heroes. Very different to my previous videos. We have a broken draenei. We have a blood mage and a grand warlock. So let us start with the grand warlock. He has summon Voidwalker, which summons a gorilla according to the tooltip. So that is another thing that needs to be rectified. It is Bather after all. And it has increasing levels of abilities, I'm guessing. Who knows what goes on. Massive Shadow Bolt sends a Shadow Bolt causing 30 damage if the target is not a hero and her corruption effect doubles. Now this is the same as the Fury Mage unit. I can imagine that this tooltip is correct either because it's called Massive Shadow Bolt, so I'm guessing it's something massive. Unfortunately I never picked that. I guess I wish I should. Anyway, that is his second one. Third up, Fell Armour. This is cool. +3 armour and when attacked, launch a Shadow Bolt of 70 damage to the attacker. It lasts for 8 seconds. And it gets more and more damage. So you use this if you're about to get attacked, and then for the duration of 8 seconds you become a Shadow Bolt spamming crazy person. So that's kinda cool. Ultimate Dark Soul. When active, each Shadow Bolt can divide into 3 small Shadow Bolts when it hits the target. The small Shadow Bolts have 25% damage of its parent. So that's kind of cool. I guess that's a nice synergy which requires you to have Massive Shadow Bolt, unless it's just his normal attack. But who knows, I'm not entirely certain of that. Next up, Blood Mage. Oh yeah, and I guess I can just show you some Voidwalker. There he is.
I feel edgy.
Blood Mage. This guy is very different to the way he used to be when he was a Fell Mage. Previously he used to have a really awesome set of abilities. Not so much now, although his ultimate is the same. He has Flame Wall, which is another incorrect tooltip. What I have figured out is it seems to do the damage over time effects as long as they stand inside it. He has Flame Shock, which is 30 damage, then another 60 damage over 6 seconds. He has Blink, and his ultimate is Summon Phoenix. So this guy is very much like Kael'thas, except without the Mana Battery or the Flame Strike. But Flame Wall is kind of similar to a Flame Strike. Broken Draenei. This guy, I don't know, I don't feel like he really fits the Burning Legion because he's a shaman and they belong mostly in the Horde. But anyway, his model is that of a Karma and he lives in Outland, so the theme does work from that perspective. He has Frost Shock, costs 50 mana, 60 damage and movement impairment for 2 seconds, and the damage goes up with each level. Storm Weapon, 30, 60 or 90% attack speed plus 100% critical attack chance for 6 seconds, depending whichever level you have it at. Now this is on autocast just like the Frost Shock, which means in order to ever use Storm Weapon you need to toggle this off because your mana just gets destroyed by this and you'll never have enough for the Storm Weapon. Oh, I think my microphone's just gone a bit crazy. Thunderstorm, World of Warcraft ability, does 50, 75 or 100 damage, stunning enemies as it knocks them away from you. And his ultimate, Unleashed Fury, it's about the Shadow Bolts again, so I'm going to assume that this might apply to the Frost Shocks. I'm not entirely certain with that. It takes a little while to get level 3 on a hero, sorry, not level 6 to get to the ultimates, so I've not really had a chance to test it out yet. This game, after all, only did come out today. So, let us get our heroes and go over here where I know there are some creeps hiding. I shall summon the Kael'thas guy and show you Flame Wall, which looks something like that. So as long as the enemy stands inside of that Flame Wall, they are taking damage, which is cool. So that is the Burning Legion heroes. Coming up next are the remaining ones, which are for the Scourge and for the mercenary choices that you can get. I think I'll do mercenary heroes in a separate video that actually cover the mercenary units as well though. So, up next, the Scourge.